Hello, good day everyone. I guess we're doing great and also staying safe. Welcome to the promised screencast from yesterday's event that was promised. Yes, during ASNE 2020, the 10th anniversary. Yes. So this session was about transform how your school and business works with suite of free Google App tools. And I'm by name Aderogba Otunla. I'm the lead Google Business Group FCT Abuja. Yes, this was more like a summary of yesterday's event, just to show screenshot. I want to thank all school owners, IT administrators, staff members, and people that joined yesterday. I think we had about as high as 70 plus at some time, on Google Meet, and on the other side, I think when it dropped, we had about 50 plus thereabout. If I could, but it was really interesting, and of course, everybody wants to. I just had like an hour, but now that this is more like a recap. I think this will give me like a good time to explain some things well, and I believe we can watch this video over and over, and I believe it will be beneficial to us. So yesterday the agenda was just around this. We did like 10 minutes for introduction of what GBG is, and we did 30 minutes for GSU for education, 18 minutes for about question and answers, and yes, we closed on time and so on. So although I've actually added a couple of things to it, basically, at least just to make it more interesting, since now, not like I'm so time bound, but I really just want to ensure that also this content is actually valuable to us. And of course, you could rewind, forward, stop when you feel, basically. So so what is GBG? GBG means Google Business Group. It's a community of like-minded people. It's just people that come together and they like tech and they are entrepreneurs. They just want to see how technology can help them do things very well. The mission, as you can see here, it says help entrepreneurs and small business owners and their business journey from start to success using Google products and other web technologies for business success. Well, that doesn't mean we don't talk about other technologies. Basically, we do, like for the ASNE, as some of us notice, other trainers, they used Zoom. We used Zoom for the first meeting. I just felt I like Google Meet. I want to showcase how Google Meet could help schools, so it's not like it's a function of bias, because the whole idea of this training was to discuss how G Suite for education, can be useful to schools, and there's a part of it that is free, and I believe if we can even take advantage of the free ones, of course, then why are we thinking we can maximize the possibilities of the paid one, So we do other technologies and all. So yes, GBG actually, the role is volunteer and paid role. Its objective is you connect, inform, inspire people in your community with technology, and it's all about making meaningful impact, basically. And there's actually a video here. I think the 2-minute video basically will show us what it means, like in a nutshell. So let me allow us watch that. Thank you.
Google Business Groups are communities of entrepreneurs who are interested in learning more about how technology can help them to start and scale their businesses. There are over 100 communities of entrepreneurs across the world in over 30 countries, which are run by local community leaders. The goal of the program is to create active and sustainable communities of entrepreneurs who share and learn from each other.
A very important part in bringing the community together are GBG managers. These are people who are interested in seeing how technology can help businesses, and these people are also connectors.
For entrepreneurs running small businesses or starting a new one, technology can really be intimidating. At GBG, we bring these entrepreneurs together through local meetups to come and share their various experiences and also learn new Google and web technologies. We achieve this by inviting speakers to teach them about best practices with new methodologies and new business practices.
It is important to understand that GBG communities are run by passionate volunteers and everyone can join for free.
I own a pet product e-commerce platform in Mexico, which I started in 2013. It really has grown exponentially since I joined GBG. For the first 3 years, I rely more on my key strengths, which are business strategy and numbers. But at GBG workshops, I learn important tools like Google Ads and many growth hacking techniques, which have resulted in an amazing increase of our revenue of more than 300%.
The next great story could be yours.
Yes, so that's yes, GBG in a nutshell, and I think that says it all. So yes, let me give a small intro about me. As I said, my name is Aderogba Otunla, but in a way, I just want to show at least some little trophies, the badges I have, and yeah, I like this part. Maybe this has really helped me. I'm remarkable. So yeah, it's not like it says, well, it's not really bad for you to promote yourself. So, but it's not bragging if it's based on fact. And it's, this says accomplishment, do not speak for himself. But this idea is just to let you know that, of course, the person that's actually, speaking to you, would definitely bring you some value. So, yes, this is like my little profile, As I said, yeah, the previous slide has helped me, So I have a first degree, accounting, University of my degree. I have a postgraduate, information technology, T-side, UK, master's, information systems. Currently, I'm working on my PhD at the moment, but of course, I have something from Harvard Business School, disruptive strategy. Then, of course, I have, something from MIT, data science, I like the final score here, made so much mouth about it. Yes, and I have 3 fellowships, from, Institute of Management Consultant, also management consultant basically, and also from Institute of Management Specialist, and also I have fellowship from the Institute of Corporate Administration basically. So I run my own company. Yeah, this is the URL, this is me, this is the badge, and of course, yeah, you guys will say this guy's talking too much, but yeah, looking at the whole pandemic and the rest, I think that's the best way to sell myself. So this is just to show you that I can promise you some value today, So the whole idea while we're here is to, basically see how, transform your school or business, how G Suite or, some of the free tools can help work. But there is something I'm trying to bring here. This is not just maybe the part of me trying to promote, will I say promote or advocate for technology. I'm looking at it, okay, there is a real crisis situation on the planet. Schools are closed for months now, they're stuck. So what actionable steps are we taking to see that, we support schools individually, right? You might even forget about the Ogogo thing right now, so what are those efforts, So this video screencast is to see how to help not just schools, even businesses, because I personally believe there are like tools here, right, that can help you test things, solve problems, and see things in new ways, right? As we know, basically about the OG thing, but let me hold on before we take off, right? Yeah, I'll come back to that. There is a small dynamic of something I just want to share here, and this I believe will help us, more like shape our perspective a little bit. I believe this will solve the problem, and that's why I'm sharing it basically. So this is from Dr. Astrotella Google X Lab. He says sometimes shifting your perspective is more powerful than being smart. So the whole idea is to try and see technology in a different way, right? Because I believe it has a solution. I believe it can solve the problem, but the only way it can work is if you see how you can leverage on it to either kickstart your school, still continue your business, and the rest. So I also like this, which says there's no such thing as a resource until man or woman finds a use for something in nature and thus endows it with economic value. Until then, every plant is a weed and every mineral just another rock. So I think it's just ability to look at what you have where you are and what you can create out of it. So as it is now, we have school owners, proprietors, basically the current challenge happening right now, that I know, because for months now, yes, schools are not functioning, and the only way some of them, let's say they even have loans running in banks right now, how can they even pay back? Because children and students are home, they are not paying fees. Some people have lost their job. So schools, some of them now, they can't just pay salaries, so there's this little, and at the same time they like all those kids at home, and and some parents are even saying, oh, we can't even pay these fees because some of us are even out of job, or the money is not even there, right? So there is this huge like role responsibility that school owners are going through right now. And I'm not saying technology is going to solve all the problem, but I think technology can answer a bit of those questions, and help them, still move forward, so that you won't just have this a total standstill. And imagine what if schools are going to come up in 2022, so you're just going to have everything, there, so I think these dynamics is to shift our perspective a little bit, looking at teachers and instructors. Well, they have to see things differently. Like teachers, maybe some, or even instructors, some of you watching this right now, you're used to the conventional stand in front of a classroom, by a board and people sit and all. But there is an evolution, right? Things are changing a little bit. So take this, like you are in a classroom right now, and the way I'm actually delivering this content is actually the way the world is going to be, because of some new things that has happened. So you have to see the possibility of something that is emerging, that is new right now. You have to train yourself in those ways, because that's how I see that you can be able to deliver learning to some of the excited and hyper kids that are home now, because some of them are really bored, and I believe technology can kickstart some things basically. And of course, I have my colleagues and my friends, yes, the guys, they call themselves techies and all. I do think if you're a tech enthusiast or you're an IT staff member, this is the time you have to push yourself to the limit. Think about the nurses, those doctors that have been helping during this corona pandemic. They didn't expect it. Nobody would have prayed for things like that, but this is the moment they were being tested to the limit. Some of you see the mark of from the marks that will be on their faces for hours. I think this is the time that most tech people, even community people too, if you think you're a community, if you have something to offer, this is the time you should show it. So I think IT guys, you guys have to buckle up and see how you can help the school owners, and even your own school, it's your organization, except you don't have any commitment to that, because technology can help achieve something meaningful, and I do believe Jesus for Education has some answers, not all the answers, so but I do think we can help education move back a little bit. It might not be more than 5%, but that 5% of something, I think, is something, in a way, basically. So I'm still, yes, this is more like a prep thing, as you all know, I'm a seasoned teacher too, so I like to prepare the mind of those listening and watching, right? So this is still about perspective. Like now, you could see the guy here, you saying things here, this guy could see 4, but if you're here, you see 3, right? The same way here, if you were standing here, you still see, you see 6. I mean, this guy's saying 9, So it is believed that most times what we see is relative to our perspective, So it's still that perspective I'm trying to, prep right now. So I want to prepare your mind before we move, right? So yes, this part is really funny. I like doing this before events. I know. So we need to disarm the intelligent trap. Yes, and most people want, at least that are listening to this, are like, I say, waiting, this guy they talk, we don't hear him before and all. Yes, so if you're sounding that way, maybe I'm very troublesome. Yes, you're falling into what is called the intelligent trap, right? 95% of smart people fall into that trap. They think they know, and they know everything, so you have to be open to new learning. And that's the way you can slightly shift your perspective, and see things a little bit different, So yes, before we take off, this is a short quiz, I know. Yeah. And I do this also, before events, just to be sure that everybody, is in the right frame of mind. Of course, as a teacher, the objective of the learning you're trying to deliver is, at the end of the day, you want to be sure that, people understand what you've taught, they've taken it in and they can put it to use. So it's all those exercises I'm doing right now before we take off. So yes, how many squares do we have? Yeah. So some of you look at the squares, you count. Yeah. If you counted one after the other, we do have is 4 here, 16, right? Okay, cool. So, but it's possible it's 17, right? I'm still teaching about perspective. So let's move further. So yes, if you count it individually, 16, yes. But if you count it individually and you still count, yes, this big one is 17, right? So yes, some people just saw like a new box right now. Awesome. So let's move further. So 17, and if you make it go this way, you see the blue, the green, yes, the purple, the yellow, it means you have 21 now. I think some of us are seeing new boxes, and also you could still move further. You see 22, if you pick the one in the middle, the pink one. 23, you pick, yes, the yellow one. 24, you take the green one. 25, purple. 26, this is just trying to say you can see as many boxes as you want, but you have to be open to it. This is the learning outcome of this exercise. 1, often what we see is a function of our perspective. 2, to see differently, we must constantly shift our perspective. 3, there are things that if we are not shown, we may never see. So I just want us to be open to the possibilities that tech can bring now. This is just really open. This is just me trying to see, okay, well, let's see what you two can do. At least try and do something. If you think you have something, good ideas, you share it. There's no point you putting your ideas there with you, and if you think you can really help people, you should do it. So those are the kind of things. So now we are in the air, right? So let's enjoy the flight. So basically, G suits, right? Suits is like is a collection of things, right? So let's say you have A, B, C, D, E to Z, and we just want to group them into batches, and you have A, B, C, D, and group it into a batch. You could call that suits A or something. So G suits, because G, the Google suits, there are so many things for different purposes. Like you could see here, right? They are the ones that is good for new businesses, small businesses, enterprises, retail. There's even G suit for government. There's G suit for non-profits. You get, So the G suit and G suit for education. There's a free part. My point is this, there are some tools basically that we can look at, and it can help our business grow, and they are free. That's my concern, really. Like, these things are free, why can't we use it? So this is actually a video to show us possibilities of what you can even use the free Google tools to achieve, right? Then if you feel, okay, I think I want to pay for this, yeah, that's your choice. But say the possibilities with the free one first, right? So does your school qualify for the free G Suite? So the truth about it is there are qualification criteria, for you to qualify, right? So there's a video about that I'll share later, but in a way, we're working with some associations, AMIs, NAPs, and quite a lot of schools actually qualify, considering what I've seen and the mistakes that I've made in the past. I've actually seen it, and it's one of the things we're looking at, we're correcting, gradually. And how will a school apply, basically moving forward. So yes, Gist for Education is a suite of free, Google Apps tailored specifically for schools, right? So you have things like Classroom, Gmail, Drive, Calendar, Vaults, Docs, Sheets, Forms, Slides, Sites. Now, of course, the training yesterday we used Hangouts, we used Google Meet, and used to have Hangouts. So more like one is like a chatting system, the other is for like video conference. But Google Meet is like the new deal now that is solving the problem we used yesterday, and it was super smooth and everybody saw it. And I was excited when other facilitators and instructors were really saying, yay, I'm going to use Google Meet. Everyone saw that excitement. So yes, we're going to be using a practical approach to illustrate, right? Now, yeah, I'm a practitioner, so let's see it from a practical point, so that yes, we won't just be teaching all theory. So the conventional school, we have the building, and these buildings, that they've actually been left in abeyance for months now, unoccupied. So of course, these buildings, so much investment has gone into it from the proprietors. Imagine proprietors that are taking loan from bank to build those things. I wouldn't know how they'll be coping now, and they still have salaries to pay and so many things. Of course, we have, yes, the cheerful children, always hyper most times. And of course, you have teachers, the ones that are there, they have to deliver this learning. So this is more like the conventional school, basically, right? So there's now a new school. Yes, of course. We have our interesting friend, as I said. And yes, this guy brought some new dynamics, of course, you could see this line means something. I had to differentiate, social distance, just to be sure. So what the new school affords you right now is, it's going to be in the cloud. Do you understand? So just assume something is in the cloud that you don't know so much about, right? But let's just call it a funny name. Call it G Suite. You don't need to know what it does now. Just know that, okay, this guy said there's going to be something called, in the cloud, and it's called G Suite. And it's through this G Suite we'll be able to deliver education learning to our students. Yes, just keep it simple, for now. So this is like, yes, placing side by side the conventional school with a new school, right? Yes, I'm going to keep this guy all through, yes, So you see the new school here, so something has changed. But see, because what I feel is we can still continue teaching and learning even when kids are home, but we need to change our perspective and leverage on technology, because something different has happened. So we need to do something different also to balance up. But it doesn't really mean you don't have to even discard all of your old things. But right now, imagine all the school buses are packed. The classrooms are empty. But the real value of education, are the children, they are home. So what you need to do is just look for how can we get across to the children or the students, and how can we do what we used to do in classroom, while they are home. And that's the answer I believe technology can answer. So looking at this, we'll start with Google Calendar. Every school has an academic calendar. This shows like details of what they intend to, like for primary, secondary schools, they have first term, second term, third term. They are like defined dates. You already know when exam is coming up, when they're finishing exams, all schools know when kids are going home on break, when they have their summer, everything. So for you now to connect the conventional school to the new school, what you need to do now is you pick your academic calendar, right? And you connect it to the Google Calendar. The Google Calendar gives you the opportunity to still do what you've been doing before, but now in a digital form. And it's super efficient, and you can still get all of the things on this hard copy document. In a soft way, you could get it either to the kids, the teachers, and all. So as I said, suit collection of things. So part of the things we're talking about, we're talking about Google Calendar can help you connect that well. So that's like the first one. Let's move to the second one. The second one is like the Google account. Every school, the conventional one, they have a form of identification, right? Like a student ID, that they give. It makes every student or child unique, So for you now to connect, what you have currently to, the new school architecture, right? What you need to do is to have what is called a Google account. So you're going to have, the account is going to be in this form, something like this, at the sageschools.sa.ng. The Sage School, is we use the account to demo. So let me show us in a more practical way. Let me even go back. I think to show us the Google Calendar part too. So I'll do this now, and I move here. So yes, this is like the the conventional email Gmail that we're used to, but what makes it different, let me zoom in, is when I click here now, you can see that we have here, guest 234 at thesageschools.sch.ng. Yes, the demo account was actually created for the event, basically. So and at the same time, most of what you need to do, is always here in the Google app. So once you hit here, you have like, something comes down and you have all what you need. So the first one I talked about is actually the calendar, which is here, right? So to set up something on the calendar, let me show us. I click on it, then it happens. Don't worry, I'll go to the Google account next. For you to be able to move in between, for example, your Gmail, your email, right, to, let's say, other suite of applications like the calendar, everything that runs it is the Google account. And the Google account is now like, it's going to be an additional ID, right, that is going to be added to what you have for the children or the kids. It's their identification. So for me now, mine is guest 234 at thesageschools.sa.ng. And also if I go to the calendar right now, I still hit the same thing. You could see the consistency. So this is like the Google account. So the Google account is like the unique identification that a student will keep from inception to the time it finishes, basically. So yes, let's do a test of how the Google Calendar works. So we'll do a small sample. So today is 27th, the date. So let me say I want to schedule like an event for, let's say, 30th on Saturday, and I want it to be by 10 a.m. on Saturday. So I'm gonna come here, you see 10 a.m. and this is 30th, so I'm supposed to click here. So I'll click here, so you see I just click once and this popped out. So I'm going to say I'm going to have let me see, I want to have a website design class or something. Let's say website let's say design class, something on Saturday by 10 a.m. I have everything here. So for me now to, you see, I could add Google Meet video conference. Yes, I want it to be like, how we did the event yesterday, more like what you do on Zoom, right? Skype and the rest, but you want people to join and all. So I'm gonna add this. So clicking on it, you see, it's on Meet, and you can see Meet, the Google, this is like the the code, the link actually that the attendees, the guests, participants are going to use to join. But you can see here also it says up to 250 participants, and that's the beauty of the G Suite for education. You could do that, but even on your normal Gmail, I think you could do up to like 100 of Meet. So but these are free things that can, because I don't know if it takes like 2 years now for you to maybe physically meet people, when our new friend, the interesting guy, coronavirus goes. You mean that's the time you're going to wait to start scheduling meetings, So I think you should leverage on some of those free tools. So if you've done that, everything looks fine, and you could have guests here, right? So add a guest here. I could add a guest. So let me say I want to invite, GBG Abuja, say at gmail.com, something like that. So when I hit this, so I've just put this in, I could hit the enter key, right? So indirectly, you see, find a time to meet, click see guest availability to easily compare schedules and find yes. So I'll just say got it, something like that. So you could add people here, you could have these lists, and it has all that cool features, basically. So and as it is, when everything is done, you could have more options here. You could just and as it is, this will send an email to the GBG Abuja. At the same time, it's added to the so to the calendar. It says guests from outside your organization. Okay, the following guests are from outside. Yes, because as I said, if you looked at the account I'm using the sageschools.sch.ng, and this is the number one. So this is just prompting me to tell me that, hey, this person is not, yes, which I know. Are you sure you would like to invite them? And you say yes, invite external guests. Everything looks good. You see event saved, and you have this. And the beauty of this is you could do this for all the, activities on your academic calendar, and add maybe for your classes, maybe for your meetings, maybe for your international. It makes it easy, and everybody already has like this global academic calendar, either in an organization or in the school, and you already know, okay, what time to do what time you have a meeting, because basically how it used to work, because those physical access is no longer there, so this basically shows how it is. So let me move back to my presentation. And yes, so you could see this is actually something we can actually leverage on, and of course what helped us to achieve this is the Google account, right? So so for you moving to the new school, yes, all persons, both student, staff, will have a Google account. So see the Google account more like the student or staff ID, something that is unique to them. It's like the primary key, something for those that they do programming. But for an average person, just see like a unique identifier, like your staff ID, something like that. Then we'll move to C, right? Now, yes, in every conventional school you have something like an information center, right? For example, like notice board, like people have to go to a place, where you have all the notices on the walls, stock and all, and this kind of things are actually very funny in Nigerian schools. Sometimes when they stick things on a particular board and maybe like results, and some of the students that they've seen that they have failed, so as they are just pasting it, maybe the officials, and they just turn and move, and leave the place, they just, they tear off everything and take it out. So it looks like they have to keep printing and putting it there, yes, those mischievous ones. But anyways, the whole idea is you have the Gmail helps you, like the just normal emailing system. So this will more or less replace how you deliver information, right? Because you could send emails, right? So you could see this is an example. Basically you could see the email. This was the one we used for the invite of the event yesterday. So if I click on it right now, you could see it, using the calendar. So when you receive like an invite from the calendar, this is how it looks. This was the one we used yesterday, and this was the the meeting link, right? And we also give people that couldn't attend physically, you could join via your phone, basically, and so on. So this is the email. So this will serve like the information center. People could check emails they have. I think we're very familiar, some of us are familiar with emails and all. So this is just to satisfy that point, basically, on this. So I'll move to the next one. Then here we want to talk about, okay, so in the conventional school, teachers teach, right? Students learn. So which part of the tools, in this G Suite for Education will help teachers to teach well, and of course, students to be able to learn? Yes, the two ones we're talking basically are Google Classroom. Hello, sorry about the break. Yes, okay, so let's continue. So we're talking about, okay, the tools that will help teachers, right, to be able to teach and students to learn. So we're going to talk about, yes, the Google Classroom. Yes, Google Classroom is going to help you. It's like a learning management portal whereby you will have the flexibility to be able to deliver your content, like the notes, basically, and of course Google Meet. So let me show you how this works, basically. So going to this part, I think for those of us that are just joining new, right, I'll say the best way, if you want to just be able to trace your way around, just since you're familiar with your email path, your Gmail, it's fine. So you just go to this top upper right hand corner here, right, and you click on this icon, you hit this, hitting this, you see you have everything. So things you don't find here, you just need to click here and scroll down, you're gonna find it. But what we're looking for is Classroom is here, right? So this will help you do that. So when I click this now, it opens up the Classroom, and yes, this was the class we created yesterday. Let me open the class. Basically, we did okay. So it you could see it has the opportunity to show you what works. Create announcement. Basically, just how to walk your way through it. for the first time. And also someone asked the question about the meeting link, which I like, and I'm coming to this right now. So this is how it looks. We're gonna have like a comprehensive video to show how Google Classroom works, and yeah, so this is just to show us that. Then also, you have let me go back to the other presentation. So you have Google Meet, like you want to have like the face-to-face kind of teaching and learning that you have already familiar, you're used to. Google Meet allows you, you can achieve this. And basically what you need to do also is it's easy. One, you could see here, you could start a meeting here, by just clicking start a meeting. Maybe if it's a meeting and all, then if it's maybe something for your class, basically, you can, let's do it via the classroom. So you hit classroom, I already have it open here, right? And you can see here meet link. So you want to have like a face-to-face teaching or session with the student. So I just click on generate meeting link. It's saying yes, generate meeting link, got it, and also generate link. So it's trying to say, okay, you want to have something, you see this is the meeting link, so I can copy it here. Visible to students, yes, I want students to be able to join, so if visible to student, yes, then you can save this. So what I was trying to say is you could copy this. Let me just come here and paste, right? This is like a typical link for the meeting. You could send this maybe in the current WhatsApp group. You get maybe like the school they are currently using, right? To because I know quite a lot of schools have been using so many technology to try and compensate for that gap. So this link can be sent via maybe some schools that are using the bulk SMS system, right? Dependent, yes, it works. And once they click on it, if it's on a flat like a smartphone, the iPad link still works, and it takes them, yes, to where they ought to be, basically. So it's that straightforward. So to connect the conventional school to the new school, if you want to achieve teaching and learning, you could do this. Then move to the next one. So in a conventional school, you have notebooks, right? That what the students and the kids they write on, and more like a filing cabinet. So how do we achieve this with Diesel, Cloud, and GSO thing? Yes, you have the two tools you could use to achieve this. You have Google Drive, right? And you have Google Docs. So let's move to I like going through the email part, right? So just to make it easy for everyone, yes, here. So as I said, first thing first, you come here, you click here, right? So you could see you have Drive here. So when you click on Drive is where you store everything. It's like, yes, you want to store videos, you could see there's the video. Yes, this is like the GBG video. This was the form we tested yesterday, and something. You could store everything here, and imagine what's saying here, that 25.2 MB used. So I could just click on it. Let's see. Okay, it's changing the format, so now I'm gonna turn it on here, basically, to create. So me clicking on this to know the total use, right? You could see everything here, based on the total use. So it's just something that I know schools can be still if you're having this, and it's going to make you like, yes, a little bit super efficient, in a way. And I know there's going to be that learning curve, but as we all know, we're teachers. When you learn, it's a new thing. So before you get used to it, you go through some learning curve, before you finally, gain the mastery. So and the next one we talk about F here is the Google Docs. So Google Docs is just like the notebook where the students will write the exam. Maybe you tell them define anti-establishmentarianism. I don't know, nothing like that. I'm just kidding. Yes, maybe you just really want to make things difficult for the student. So like now, we'll go back to here. You come here also, you click. So you could see you have docs. So the idea why I'm always coming back here is to tell you most of what you need to within your Google apps is you click here, and this works even for like the default Gmail. Yes. So I think from small medium enterprises or businesses, some of them are really maybe complaining they can afford the subscription of the $6 per user per month of the G Suite. I think if it's business you're doing and you can afford it, the Gmail still does everything. but I could tell you the free things work, you know. So, but let me don't really digress, because I'm also conducting tests right now. I use the normal Gmail solves everything for me, like the default one. Like, well, maybe because I've not hit some capacity or so, but I have official ones I could use for business and the rest. But I mean, the default Gmail, you know, helps me achieve some things, and you know, you can keep moving. So here you could click on Docs. So Docs is like the prototype or Microsoft Word, right? Yes, where you type. So it's a word processor. So you could click here, you know, you already even have templates for essays and the rest, you know. And yeah, this was one you did yesterday. Let me click this, you know, because someone asked a question, so I was showing. So this is like a notebook, you know. I could say yes, you know, today is Wednesday, so we could do something like yes, yes, today is you know, Wednesday. So this is like the default word processor. You could do everything you do on a normal word processor. Increase font, change, and you know, one of the best part of this is the collaborative feature, right? You see here, you could share. So like you could share this with maybe this is supposed to be like a meeting, or it's a group work. You know, students can be in a group and work on same assignments. If you want to do that, you could share this. I'm still going to do videos for this specifically, right? So I don't want to digress, but this is to let you know that there are things, there are actually tools rather that that represents like the notebook, you know, that you know that you have basically. So that achieves. I'm on to the next one now. So yes, so we talk about, yes, for computer-based testing, because of course in the conventional school you assess students, and right now we know with the JAMB exam and also the NECO, yeah, I don't know, yeah, it's NECO WIAC and all, you know, everything more like they are computer-based testing things, and you could use this also for surveys, the paper form, and assessment. So if you want to do that, no matter what, you have this tool as part of the G Suite, which is called the Google Forms, right? So to show us how Google Form achieves that, okay, come here, go back to Gmail. I like starting here for some of us just to understand. You know, you could start like this. Then when you get familiarized, like you're good with it, you could just move around quickly. So you click here, it comes down. Then you look for forms. Anything you don't find here, you just click here and you scroll down. You can see form. Yay. And also, you know, if you don't see the form here, you click. Another good way is you go to your Drive, right? You want to click on Drive, you know, Drive is open here, right? So you can now go to New. You know, when you click on New, you don't find it, you scroll down, you go to More, and you see Google Form. Yay. So, and you have blank, or you could go from a template. So this is a matter of preference. So yeah, let me go back to yes, the form. So this was one we did yesterday, and I just clicked. So this allows you could create like CBTs. This was like a prototype example, you know, and yeah, it works, you know, basically. So we're still gonna do another video to guide schools on how you could, yeah, okay, got it, to how they can basically use some of these things to create assessments and all. There are lots of content on YouTube, but you know, it's more like since I have interest, yes, for schools basically, and so I'm just trying to do like a series, you know, in little bits to see how, you know, to support schools. Yes, and also there's this part, okay, how, you know, computation of results, right? Because in the school, right, you're gonna be grading the kids, and yeah, basically, you know, so how do you know, tabulate, do all those calculations on the rest, result computation and management. Okay, for the teachers, right, you have Google Sheets. Google Sheets is just like Microsoft Excel. It's a spreadsheet, and it can help you do some of these, you know, yeah, some of these things. So to do that also, you know, you could do this, go through the email, you click here, yeah, you could see, go through, you know, look for your sheet here. If you don't, some of these you could get through the Drive also. You could see the Drive here, I have it opened, right? I click here, you could go to New, you could see here you have sheet. So it's a matter of preference how you want to get it. Then you could just click, you know, a blank sheet. So you see that the spreadsheet will come out, you know, just like Excel, you know, not so much big deal and all, you know, very straightforward. So yeah, let me see, we could try, yeah, some things here. Yeah, so let me see, this is our test, yes, test page. Yeah, so let me see here if we can do yeah, so let's say on this cell, yeah, let me make it a little bit bigger. Yay. Okay, so just to play with spreadsheet, yeah, I could just put here 20, I don't know, I'll put here 35, yeah, and I just want the sum to be here. Just want to show you, like, yeah, maybe basically, let me do this, just everything you do, just to align center. So yes, I want to know the 20 plus 35. Maybe I want to get a total here, of course I could just sum it up. It's 55, but you're trying to use the formula. If you have a long list, so the formula basically would say equal to, and if you look at the cell, this is D, right? And this is what, 4. So you could say equal to either D4, okay? So you say D4, then you put your addition sign, then this is E, 4. So you could put E, then you put 4, then I could just hit the enter key. You see, 55. So and when you click on it, it brings out the form, and you could do complex things here. Like for me, I don't know. Well, maybe because I program, but you could do almost the complexity of everything you want to do. And yeah, basically, so we're gonna do like a short series of videos, yes, to address that. But for schools, it will only focus on the areas where schools need maybe for result and the rest. Then depends on how questions are being asked moving forward. So yes, and you have the vault. This is it's a system where you could archive and know, like, audit trail. Maybe students that have been in the school, they've graduated, they're alumni at a particular time. You want to know things that happen, how the account works, or the activity, what they've done, or maybe a staff was working and they left, things like that. So Google for Vault addresses that, and yeah, this part. So what will happen to our school's initial platform? There are schools that already have, like, the payment portal, right? You already have a form of automation going on, doing a lot of those things. So, well, all of what I've said, yeah, sounds very interesting, but it looks like, yeah, so how are you guys going to cope? Well, with the G Suite APIs, things only get better, right? Because the application programming interface, right, allows you to connect with all of those things. So if you are a developer like me, it makes it more easier for you to write your beautiful UIs and talk to those things and do it the way you want, basically. So yeah, I did questions, we did answer and all, but yeah, I don't know, I think this video pretty much covers it. I just want to use this part maybe for the question and answer session to encourage us to try and use the free one. We're gonna create groups, like it could be on WhatsApp group, it could be just to see how we can help schools to use things that are already free, right? So I believe if you leverage on things that are already free, then you will know if you're going to pay for something or not. But this one is even free. It has been free for years. I have concern. I know the reason why schools are not using it is because they are not aware of it. So I think if they watch videos like this, then it can let them know, like, okay, these are the opportunities available to us. And for me, the G Suite for Education team they are nice people. They just need to know that you have gone through all of the requirements and everything looks fine, and basically, yes, they approve and all, because I have a funny video here that I saw. Let me show us. Yeah, I don't know. It looks funny, but
G G O O O G G L E E Gulu gulu.
is it gulu?
G G.
Yes, actually, yeah. So, anyways, I just want to believe that this has been insightful, interesting. Yeah, it's raining now. Yeah, we have funny sound. So I hope this is a little bit informative for schools. So this is my email, this is my phone number, that's my WhatsApp number. You could send me a message. If I don't respond, it might take maybe a day or two because I have lots of messages. But I will definitely respond. But these are like the free things we can use to kickstart. Then anywhere we get a little bit maybe stuck, we don't understand, you can hit me back. I want to be one of those guys that coronavirus came, the world is not going to be the same, but of course these are one of the people that they also are not perfect, but they took steps they supported, schools, and yes, it took us somewhere. So I want to thank us for the time. So I hope it was information. Thank you very much, and let's be safe.